The next point I wanted to move on to is that I want you, youngsters, youth, those who are a little bit younger than me, I want you to understand one simple fact of life once again. And that is that this is not a new clash. It's not only a clash of second generation Desi Americans or Arab Americans. This is a clash that occurs at every time and every place and every culture and every era. Believe it or not, our parents had their own clashes with our grandparents. Not the type we do, but their own. And our grandparents with their own great-great-parents. This is the way life is. No doubt, this little bit of friction is more pronounced for our generation for many reasons. Of them is the culture clash. Yes, there's no doubt, a little bit more. But the clash nonetheless existed. And you know what? This is the last point for the youth. You know what? When you become a parent and your kids start to grow up, do you really think you're going to be any different? In the sense, do you think that you're going to let your kids to roam scot-free? Do you think you're not going to put conditions on them? Do you think you're not going to love them and want the best for them? Don't think you're going to be any different. Realize your parents, realize every elder. This is the irony. Every elder has gone through your stage. Every elder was once upon a time 16 or 20 or 25. They've been there, done that. And yet they're still doing what they're doing. Why? Because, like I said, love and experience. And you know, and I've said this before, and I'm seeing this with my own kids now. You think your parents are stifling you? You think that they're putting all these conditions on you? Wallahi, mark my words, and then you will see them in your own life. Mark my words, you will be stricter with your kids than your parents were with you. You know why? You know why? Because you know more than your parents did about life in America. You know more than your parents did. Your parents think we're all innocent. We all know what we do outside of school. I mean, it's just the reality. Our parents have no clue of our real lives. We know that, right? Our parents, they think that, everybody else's kids does that, not their own kids. We know how we live. We've lived our lives and we continue to live our lives. We know the secrets we keep from our parents. We know that. Now, those secrets, you don't want your kids doing what you yourself did. Correct? You do not want your kids doing what you yourself did. So you know what? You're going to be even stricter and you will monitor even more than your own parents did. So don't fool yourself and don't think that, when I have my kids, no, that's not going to happen. Wallahi, you will have the same issues and the same clashes and your kid will think he knows it all and you're going to try to want to make him the best. It's all a sign of love. You want the best for this kid. You want the best. You've given your life for this kid. You go to work motivated by your kid. You wake up in the morning because you want to sacrifice your money, your wealth, your time for their education, for their future. Nothing is able to take your money as easily as your children and their education and their, just everything. This is a part of being a parent. So my point is, when you have your own children, you will be even more stifling and asphyxiating upon them because you've been there and done that. So don't fool around with yourself and don't think you're going to be any different. The fact of the matter is, this is human nature. Because you want the best for them, because you want everything that you didn't have, or maybe you want to make sure they don't do what you've done, you will in fact enforce more of a rule upon them than your parents did upon you. So remember these three advice for the youth. Once again, reiterate. Number one, love. Your parents love you more than anybody else. Not your children, not your spouse. Nobody on earth will ever love you like your parents. And I've given a khutbah, which is online. It's called Incomparable Love. I suggest you listen to that. Incomparable Love, about the love that parents have for their children. Number two, experience. Your parents have more experience than you about what really matters in life. Not accents and not how to act and not how to dress and not how to look GQ. They know human beings better than you ever will. Ever. Because even when you're 30, 40 years old, your parents are still alive. They have 40 years more than you still. As long as your parents are alive, they'll always be one up over you. And number three, realize that you will be perhaps even more stifling with your kids than your parents were with you.